Welcome, everyone, to day 2 of the free Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit, dedicated to help you blaze a path to your dreams. I'm Lori Raymond, and Cecily MacArthur and I are delighted that you have joined us once again from all around the world. In the next 2 exciting weeks, we'll all be learning how to manifest even more health, wealth, and happiness in our lives from our 10 international expert guides. But first, some simple housekeeping notes. We will work to keep our interview to an hour, and you'll be muted during the call, but there will be an opportunity to ask questions at the end, which is always a special part of our Telesummit plan. You'll be sent a replay link via email of today's content-rich interview that you can listen to for 48 hours. And finally, at any time, you are welcome and invited to purchase the Extreme Upgrade Package with all 10 interviews and bonus gifts with our amazing Extreme Law of Attraction expert guides to sustain your journey to your dream. Next, I'd like just to briefly introduce you to my friend and colleague, Cecily MacArthur. She is a life mastery consultant with Mary Morrissey, also one of our presenters on this Telesummit, and Life Solutions, a certified life coach, an intuitive, and a transformational teacher and author. Cecily is passionate about working with individuals, organizations, and communities to really help them create their dreams, and most importantly, to bring them into reality. She enjoys working with her intuitive guidance and the law of attraction to assist her clients in their personal, professional, and spiritual growth.
Thank you, Lori. And this is Cecily
Well, thank you. It's all true. It's all true.
Let me introduce my friend Lori. Lori is an amazing lady. She is a world traveler, humanitarian coach, and lifelong spiritual teacher and student. As the founder of Women as Visionaries, she delights in helping women reinvent themselves through global education, Vision Quest travels to places like Bali, and events like this Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit. For 2 decades, she's spoken to and or guided over 7,000 individuals in organizations and nonprofits through a transformational process she calls vision mapping. And finally, her life's work is inspired by the passion of leaving a legacy of service to women and children because she believes, as women go, so go the world. Yay, Lori.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you, Cecily. And so, why did Cecily and I decide to put this Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit together? Well, we were really divinely inspired after the wildly successful Spring Angel Telesummit, and we wanted to share an additional level of life-changing information by bringing together a variety of experts who all specialize in unique aspects of the law of attraction. We wanted to support like-minded friends like you at this time of great global shifts, and we all know, boy, that's happening. We just have to look around. And finally, we wanted to offer you the very best of the best tools and strategies for you, and so the free Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit was born. And as always, in everything we've done together, we always set intention, and Nan, our guest speaker, an expert guide, may be speaking to that today. But if you join us in holding this intention for us for today and for the remaining days of the Telesummit, and our intention is, with the support of the universe, our expert guides, and our extraordinary listeners, Lori and I, Cecily and I, are open and willing to allow for the important, life-changing, and life-affirming messages of this Telesummit to serve 5,001 plus listeners across the globe for everyone's highest good. And so if you want to quietly kind of say, and so it is, or an amen, we'd love that, for you to hold that intention. And now, let's get to the juicy part, and that is that it's my joy to introduce to you Nan Akasha, who is going to speak to us how to free yourself from the top 3 blocks to your abundance and accelerate your income. Welcome, Nan. Hello?
Hi.
Okay.
You're on.
Okay, well, just keep, So Nan is an enlightened 6-figure breakthrough wealth coach and spiritual mentor. As the #1 best-selling author of Already Rich, Secrets to Master Your Money Mind. Nan has an intense passion to empower you to increase your wealth, happiness, and ability to manifest on demand. I love that. Working with coaches, healers, and entrepreneurs who want to shatter the six-figure glass ceiling by doing what they love, Nan is all about accelerated results. As a dynamic and inspiring international speaker who has been featured with cutting-edge teachers like Greg Braden, Joe Vitale, and Doreen Virtue, she uplifts your energy and activates your wealth vibe. Using over 25 years of energy, mind, and spiritual work, Nan creates deeply transformative processes and tools that heal your heart and your bank account. She's a powerful hypnotherapist, host of the Magnetic Wealth radio show, and the creator of the Magnetic Wealth Club. Sacred Transformative Travel, Nan is here to open your path to spiritual and financial evolution. I am so excited. And I love this about her, that she includes this in her bio, which is she is the joyful mother of twin girls, Emily and Sierra, and Joyful Nan says, free your mind and the wealth will follow. Please help me welcome Nan Akasha, speaking to us about how to free yourself from the top 3 blocks to your abundance and accelerate your income. It's all yours, Nan.
Well, this is Cecily.
Yes.
I think she's dropped off. Nan, are you there? I think we've lost her. Okay, hang on. She was here a minute ago, folks. You heard her voice. I'm assuming she's going to try to get back on. So just please hang on, and we'll watch the screen for that.
Technology it's awesome. It's awesome when it works, and we just trust that she's going to get back on. So maybe something's happening. Nan is from Texas, and maybe there's some great vibrational energy happening, because we sure felt it last night when we had Ava Gregory online with us.
Yes, last night.
The airwaves were rocking, weren't they, Cecily?
They definitely were, and she was really great to kick off our Telesummit, and we were really excited about having her with us, as we are for Nan any minute. Hello, Nan.
Hello.
There she is.
Hello, Nan.
All right. There you are.
I'm still on the other line, and I'm going to hang up over there because you guys disappeared. You said we're going to hold an intention, and then everybody got very, very quiet. So I'm sitting there going,
well, I've done a glowing introduction, Nan, and now Cecily
you missed your introduction. Let's get
question.
We're really happy you're here, and let's go into the interview questions and get you settled down. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm actually dialing in again on my other line, which will be better for us. But I thought maybe you muted by accident or something. I'm here.
Okay. All right, so you're all set on this line then.
Yeah, I can talk to her, but probably this is my cell phone, so I can
you want to go back
on
the landline and come
go
back?
ahead.
Okay. Well, let's try that, and if you drop off, you can come back on the other one. We're flexible here. So, Nan, this is great. We're going to just start right off and with some heavy-duty questions here, because we want you to talk about how do we live in the divine flow of abundance. That's what you're all about. So will you explain that to us and how you see that for our audience?
Yeah, well, the fun part is probably everybody on this call has already had moments in their life where they felt that. They felt like, wow, I'm in the flow, everything's so great, or one of my favorite lines from my favorite movie, everything's going so well. We've all had that feeling where we just feel like it's natural, it's easy, we're getting to be ourselves, wonderful things are showing up, and we feel hopeful and happy, and, there's none of that doubt. That's really what our natural state is, and that's where we want to live. It's where we want to be as much as possible. And a lot of it has to do with being in a space where you believe that you are worthy of that, right? And that you're divine. That means that you're an extension of the divine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. I heard myself, so I think I've got the phones figured out now. So, whatever your perception of that is, a God or source or goddess or a tree or whatever it is, you are that. We aren't separate from it. It's not two things. And I know you guys are doing this law of attraction thing, which I'm so glad, because there's so much misperception about what law of attraction is. When I hear people say, well, I've tried using the law of attraction, my mind goes crazy. It's sort of like say, well, I'm going to use gravity today, right? Or I'm going to use, these kind of things. It's always there. It's just a natural law. It's something that we've become aware of very, very recently, mass conscious wise. And it's wonderful that people are getting it, but you don't use it. It's there. And so in order to live in that divine flow of abundance, one, you've got to believe that you're worthy of it. And everything comes down to your self-esteem, or what I call your wealth-esteem. Do you love yourself? Do you accept yourself? Do you recognize that you have this purpose, that you're here with this incredible, unique perspective on life? Nobody else has what you have. Nobody else knows what you know. Nobody has had your experiences. Nobody has the passions that you have. And so really, and that's why I think the breakdowns are happening in the world right now, in the economy and with jobs and with divorces and relationships and everything. We're seeing it in mass because we all need to step into accepting this part of ourselves, that we're not only divine, but we have everything we need within us, and we are here for a purpose, and it's a very exciting purpose, and you deserve to have all the money, wealth, support, love, respect, whatever it is that you need to fulfill that purpose. So in order to live in that, you've got to believe that it's possible. You have to believe it's true, and you have to believe that you're worthy of it. Those are really, it comes down to beliefs. It comes down to that accepting yourself. And then it comes down to looking for it. A lot of times it's wishing, right? It's like, well, I really wish I'd had more money, or really nice to have a better relationship, or whatever it is. But everybody has that. We all have that inside of us. We all want to be nice people. We all want to be nice to other people. We all want to have enough to live. That's just a baseline. So just having that basic wish really isn't going to create that life for you. It really comes down to you stepping in and going, I'm a creator. I am a master creator, and I am here with a purpose, and I am the center of my universe, in that my thoughts, my actions, my desires, and my energy, where I put my attention and my energy, is what shows up in my life. I am creating it. So you've got to not only believe it's possible, then go look for it. Go create momentum. Ask people. Get involved in it. Do it. And then things start to flow. But you have to create momentum. And one thing I tell people is everybody wishes they had more money. But if you don't create a absolute intention to become wealthy, or to receive or attract or grow more money, however you want to put it, it's never really going to take a primary place in your life. And I also want to say that money is not the purpose of life, and it is not the most important thing in life. However, you're living here on this planet, and there are very few places on this planet left that you can fulfill your purpose and live a life that's not survival, but that's actually thriving and supporting you to live into that potential without money. So it's become something that's very emotional. It's become something that's very vital to our life. So in order to live in that divine flow of abundance, you've got to believe it's possible. You've got to believe you're worthy of it, and you got to go look for it.
And how can you believe in being worthy? I loved you used the phrase wealth esteem. How can people build that? Like that's a toughie. I know as a coach that's one of the big things, that people just don't feel worthy. What do you recommend, or how do you work with people to do that?
Well, wealth esteem, everybody, if you look at self-confidence, I know my clients don't like the word confidence. They feel like it's an ego-based external thing. So we talk about self-acceptance. And everything boils down to accepting. You're always letting go of your barriers, your limits, your fears, what you perceive as possible for you, and you're always needing to be in a space of accepting. Now, accepting isn't being passive. It's actually taking your power back. It's a very high vibration. On a vibrational scale, it's one of the highest vibrations we can access while we're in physical form. And it means that you accept
that the world's going on around you. You accept if you're frustrated. You accept if you've messed up, so to speak, if you feel like you've failed at something. You accept that it's possible for you to have whatever you want. And how do you do this? You just practice on a daily basis. Instead of resisting, we're very tuned into resisting. If you ignore something, if you suppress it, if you don't want to deal with it, it's not going away. It's staying stuck in your energy field, and it's taking energy and it's distracting you from your focus in order to either keep ignoring it or it comes back up. Oh, that feeling's back again. So, when you feel unworthy, it's impossible to align with worthiness and what is in that. And if we're talking about law of attraction, we're talking about having an intention for something you want. So let's say you want $10,000 a month. That's my favorite example. It's simple, round numbers. So if you want $10,000 a month, but you're used to making $4,000 a month, that is literally a different dimension. It's a different reality. It's a different vibration. Doesn't mean it's not possible for you, but right now you're living in the vibration that says $4,000 a month. And your beliefs, your self-image, your whatever you're doing to create that, you've become accustomed to it. You're okay with it. You believe it's possible. Now you want to go to a new level. Well, you have to increase your capacity to be able to receive. And, of course, this is tied up with who you think you are. If you literally cannot create an internal image that you see yourself making $10,000 a month, doing what you love with whatever parameters you want around that, because I'm big about designing something that's sustainable and maintainable. Not a whole lot of point in attracting the money and not keeping it and growing it. And so, doing what you love, being yourself, working the hours that you love, bringing that money in, you've got to start tuning into that vision. And I can tell you the most powerful thing anybody can do is create a daily routine and stick to it. Every day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I tell my clients minimum of 30 minutes. I call it creation time. This is not time for meditating where you're simply connecting with the universe, being one with things. That's very important as well, but this is intentional creation time. And this is where you create the vision of where you want to be and the vision of yourself. And then building that esteem, there's three elements to that: respect, appreciation, and support. And the best thing to do is start looking at, are you treating yourself with respect, appreciation, and support? Are you meeting your needs? Are you doing whatever you can to level your energy up? Are you recognizing that in order to get to that new level of money, income, and allow it into your life and then actually be able to keep it? Because a lot of people can receive it, can get it, but then their image, that internal image, their belief about whether they deserve it, can come and just go, whoops, sorry. It might take a day, it might take a couple of years, but it goes away. So we want to keep increasing that, and it's how we treat ourselves with that compassion and that respect and that appreciation and that support. And it's amazing to me, because I did this my whole life, how we can expect ourselves to thrive and to flourish and to create all these wonderful things while putting everyone else first and not meeting our needs is completely insane. And we wouldn't do it as a coach or a mother or from a perspective outside of ourselves, but we do it to ourselves.
Mm. Absolutely. Those are great suggestions. I love the idea of creation time. And that's really an incredible practice. I love that. And then the respect, appreciation, and support of really treating yourself with compassion. When you're thinking about doing that and feeling better about who you are and self-acceptance, then is that part of getting into the energy of abundance? Or how else would we do that?
Yeah, a lot of what I work with my clients on is shifting from being in a framework or a mentality of lack to one of abundance. It's an entire framework through which you can live your life. Now, if you look around, the more I got into this over the years, the more I realized that we're pretty much surrounded with lack mentality. It's the way that our society is created in most places I've been around the world as well. Now connected to that version of you, and that version of you is now going to be your guide, and you're going to work backwards. You're going to begin every day to see from the perspective of that you, which is on the other side of these barriers, almost as if it's a little mountain and you had to climb the mountain. And every day you're going to get up and you're going to see and feel yourself as that person, and you're going to know exactly what you did to get through that. And you're going to watch those barriers dissolve. So I want you to just actually see that, almost as if they're just beginning to evaporate or turn into dust and disintegrate on the floor. And the answers are right there. They're right there within you. And you have a connection now to that you that's already achieved this, that's already rich, already abundant, already happy. And that is your guide. Don't ever lose that connection. It's possible because you believed it was possible. So just feel in, breathe in that feeling of having it, being it. What would your life be like? How would you feel when you woke up in the morning? How much inner peace would you feel? How happy would you feel? And what would you do? And you can just come back in your body and open your eyes. We don't have a lot of time to bring you anymore. But if you take that and you expand on that, I would do that over at least a 5 or 10 minute period. And let that you, that version of you. So my book's called Already Rich, and the reason for that is that literally anything that you can imagine that you would desire means it already exists. And that it's not something you have to create, it's just something you have to allow, you have to tune into, and then become.
Wow.
And you can use that future self or whatever as a guide.
Nan, thank you so much. I'm really glad we did that and took the time. So speaking of your book, and I want to hand it back to Lori, and wanted you to talk about more about how people can get in touch with you, can learn more about you. Lori, go ahead.
Yes, Nan, you've mentioned that you have a special offer today for our listeners. So do you want to elaborate on that, and we'll let people know how they can connect more with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited about this. I created this course a few months ago, and it came absolutely out of working with my clients and working with the people who come on to my website and everything, directly tuning into what people need. And so what we've been talking about is what I see. I want accelerated results in my life, and I think people are getting to the point where they want that now too. So this is called Your Rich Switch, 26 Days to More Money. And I talk about creating a daily routine. This is done for you. This is answers that question that I don't know what to do each day. Is this what I should spend my time on? Is this really moving me towards it? So Spirit told me that it no longer takes 30 or 45 days to create a new habit, a new belief, or a new mindset, a new neural pathway in your brain. It takes 26 days. We're speeding up right now. So 26 days of consistent focus, following exactly what I tell you to do, you can not only create more money, but you're literally going to create habits, beliefs, and mindsets that are going to support you for the rest of your life. And this system, you can repeat it. So it's not just, you do it for 1 month and then now what do? You can repeat it because you fill in what it is you want. So it's 30 days. It's actually 30 days of emails, because the first few days we've got to get you on track. What are your goals? What are the mindsets? I give you the key mindsets that you want to install. And then over the 3 weeks, essentially, of the process, every day, you get an email. So all you have to do is get up and say, what am I supposed to do today? And there are 3 different routines that I've designed for you, and I've encoded with all of my very powerful stuff. So there's a 12-minute meditation that's guided, that also has music that continues for 25 minutes if you have time and want to keep meditating. You get a mind movie, which is less than 3 minutes, that's going to program important beliefs and systems. And then you're given other systems and things and templates and things to fill in to keep yourself focused. And so every day you get up and you know exactly what to do. And the results are phenomenal. I mean, the first thing I kept hearing from people was the clarity. They were getting such clarity on who they were, on what was best to do, their goals. The next thing is you start feeling better. You start seeing things happening. One of the things that we do is a proof journal. And then I want to really emphasize how deeply deeply important this is, because you're not just, oh, I have one goal in 30 days and if I achieve that goal, it's done. No. What I'm teaching you is how to be a powerful manifestor and how to create anything you want in your life no matter what. And you're also going to get some of those belief clearings I was talking about, because part of the process is doing those twice a week. So it's very easy. You stick on an audio to meditate, you stick on the video to watch, you stick on an audio to do the belief clearing, and then you follow the guide sheets. And you can use this for more money, more love, to change anything you want in your life. But it's really powerful. And just because you guys, it's normally $260, which comes out to about $10 a day, which is, really more than worth it, because literally people have created tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars from these processes. But just for you guys, it's going to be $97. And
wow.
it's almost insane. Plus, I wanted to give you guys a class that I did, because this is all about law of attraction. So as an extra bonus, there's a $30 class that you can get as well, called Law of Attraction, Lies and Truths, and just kind of goes into the different aspects of law of attraction and how not to be trying to use it and stuff like that.
Well, thank you, Nan. And, when you look at $97, for those of us who go to Starbucks on a regular basis, just do the math. It's less than a Starbucks coffee. You think about it. And so anybody who is interested in this, and I love it, because I've been saying, Nan, I just need a roadmap. You know what I mean? I know a lot. I have bits and pieces, but what you've really put together is a beautiful roadmap for these 26 days. And so for people who are interested, if you've got a pen, write it down. We'll be putting it in our replay link that you'll be getting later. But it is go to www.loasummit, all one word, .com/Nan. Again, www.loasummit.com/Nan. Nan, that is just awesome. So I thank you so much for that. And for everybody here, go ahead.
They need a code. They need a code, though, in order to get that price, because it's not going to tell you. That's
okay. So the code, what
the
code would be?
When you click on the buy button, you'll see a little box, and it's LOA. Just out the letters. You don't have to capitalize or anything. If you put in LOA, then you're going to get the $163 off, and it'll bring it down to $97.
Okay, great. So people just have to remember LOA, which of course stands for Law of Attraction. So thank you, Nan. And I want to turn this back over to Cecily to see if we can't at least get a question or two for people before we wrap up. This has been exciting with some unexpected surprises, but that's what we're about. So, Cecily?
All right, and as we did start a tad late, I did want to make sure we covered everything, and I really appreciate, Nan, a tremendous amount of information. So this is an opportunity for our listeners to ask questions of Nan. So if you are on the telephone, you can push *2 on your phone, and that will raise your hand. And if you are on the webcast, you can write a question in the box there. And I would ask that people try to, be brief when they ask questions, particularly because we're on overtime now for these questions, so we'd like to get a few in. So be respectful of other people trying to ask questions, and be right direct and to the point with your questions. So press *2 now on your phone if you have a question for Nan. Have a quiet crowd here. Hold on a second, and I'm going to just check the any questions. Let's see. Let me go back to the phone. No? Okay, hold on. Oh, there we go. All right. We knew that there had to be some. Okay, I'm going to unmute you and identify you by the last 4 digits of your phone number. So first person is 3358 from Denver, Colorado. Hello, what's your name and what's your question for Nan?
I think that this is Susie Nelson from Denver 5588. Is that the right one? Okay.
That's you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you guys so much. This is so inspiring. It's something that I've just really needed, and Nan, that is amazing. So if I purchase the $97 manifester, is it is it just the 30 days you feel like you can go from nothing to something?
Yeah, actually what it will do is it'll start out the first few days, the emails you'll get will be mindsets, the framework from what you want to do, setting time in your calendar. So you've set aside time for this 30 minutes a day. The mindset's helping you set what goals you want to set. So you have longer term goals, but you also want a 30-day goal. You always want 30-day goals that are leading you in chunks towards your bigger goals. And so it'll guide you to pick certain goals for that 30 days, and then it'll give you the audios. So it'll say, here's the meditation audio, here's the video, and here are the other things that you do in that 30 minutes. And then each day you'll get an email. So the first day you may get an email that says, okay, here's the meditation audio for the next week, and here's the other things. And then the next day it might say, do the same routine, but here's something to think about, or here's a new mindset. But every day you get an email, and so you always know you can look at that and not have to think too hard. And then you can repeat it. So what you're doing is you're not just moving towards those goals on that 130 days, okay? You're changing your beliefs, you're installing new habits, you're creating new mindsets, and these are going to transform your life. They're going to ripple out into all areas of your life. It's going to help you feel more peace. It's going to help you believe you can receive more. We don't just address money. This is carefully crafted and designed so that we're increasing your wealth esteem. We're increasing your belief that you can receive what you want. We're increasing your ability to visualize, because I mentioned earlier you want to get to where you're co-creating with the universe. Step one is being able to visualize. So this will help you activate and ignite your imagination, and then you're going to notice all of a sudden at some point you're going to be doing your visualization. You're going to go, okay, the audio will say, imagine your goals, right? And then you'll start, you have to initiate it. You have to do that in momentum. But then all of a sudden, an idea will come in, or it'll take off like a movie on its own and start giving you ideas. This is when you become in co-creation with the universe, and then it'll add to it. So it changes every area of your life, and then as soon as that 30 days is over, you just repeat it. You can just take the same audios, but you put in new goals. So it's very user-friendly. Did that answer your question?
It did, and thank you so much for everything, all of you that's responsible for this, and especially for that amazing discount. Thank you.
All right, great.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Oops, hold on. Here we go. We have one more question here. It's on 2015 from Catonsville, Maryland. Hello, what's your name and what's your question for Nan?
Hi, Laurie and Cecily. It's Jean from Baltimore.
Hi, Jean. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'll try and make it quick. I have issues with visualization. So can you give me some tips, or, like a vision board, or look at pictures? I mean, I tried to do the thing in my head, and it was sort of me, but it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
And this offer, because I'm kind of like financially, right now I'm in a position of lack, and I've got to get that out of my head. But is this limited time frame? Like, if I can't do it today, can I do it next month?
If the offer is good, is the summit a week or 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
It's good till the end of the summit. Yeah.
Okay.
So you've got a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Through the 24th.
Yeah, and as far as tips on visualization, and congratulations for recognizing how important that is. I think this is something that I'm probably going to get on a big soapbox about eventually. This is the pathway to creating the world the way we want, the life we want. But guess what? Just like everything else, practice. Just practice. We don't expect to become concert pianist in 1 or 2 lessons. We don't expect to be able to play basketball like Michael Jordan in 1 or 2 sessions. It's like anything else. You've just got to do it, and you do it again, and you do it again. And the other side of it is building that trust. Just building that trust that what you're seeing is right. There's too much judgment. And I can tell you, I've been doing this for 26 years now, and it took me years to where I was seeing visions. First it was a feeling, and then I would get intuition, and then I would see color, and then I distrusted it, and I distrusted it, and I distrusted it, and then I would get amazing images, and then I wouldn't trust them. And I would get amazing images, and I'd trust them a little bit more. But things are much faster now, so it's not going to take you that long if you simply sit down every day. Now, the best thing to do is to get something like this. The reason why I create the audios, the guided meditation and visualization audios I do, is exactly for people like you, because a lot of people say they can't meditate, they can't sit still, and they have a hard time visualizing, because we do. We have our minds full of all kinds of stuff. So there's two things that you do. Get audios like this that guide you. So you're not trying to just sit there silent. It's the hardest way to learn to meditate. It's the hardest thing to do, is just to close your eyes and be quiet and clear your mind and see your image. That, it takes a lot of practice. So you get something that guides you, and it guides you. It says, think this or repeat this in your mind, and then you practice. And believe me, what will happen, like I said, is one day that vision's just going to start taking on a life of its own. But you have to start it just as with your imagination. Imagine that you're a kid. Imagine that you're pretending. Just say, wow, if I had an abundant mindset, what would that feel like when I woke up in the morning? Oh, I feel like a kid again. I feel free. I feel excited. What else makes me feel that way? How can I feel that way more often? What would I do?
Okay. Now, next question, and I'm probably not the only one. All right, this is good till the end of the Telesummit. You guys working out any kind of payment things? Because I want to get Laurie and Cecily stuff too.
Yeah, well, send us an email, and we'll work with you. We'll see what we can work out for you, sweetie.
Great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jean.
Great
to hear from
Bye,
you. Bye. Real quick, we have on the webcast, because I want to include them, an interesting question. Kathy from Florida, she said she's new to this, and she wanted to know if she could visualize a pay increase for her husband if she focused on that. So how does that work? And we're talking about ourselves. What would you recommend?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There's two sides to this. One, you can't create it in anybody else's life. That's why one of the first things you're going to hear when you learn this kind of teachings is take 100% responsibility for yourself. You don't want to be trying to change other people. However, you do have complete control over your mind and what meaning you give to things, what you visualize and see, what you expect. Okay, one of the things that I strongly encourage is everybody programs themselves for the best. I am the best. I give the best. I receive the best. Everything in my life is the best. Why would we want anything but that? So the other side of that is that don't let the perception, and I was married for 25 years to a very negative man, so I understand if it's different, but don't buy into the perception that your spouse or anybody else can keep money from you, and you can't visualize him having more money or a job and expect him to take action on your vision. However, what you focus on in your life is what's going to show up in your life. So believe it or not, things do happen that are quite amazing. If you start imagining your husband making more money, being happy, still having time for you, all those different things. And that's the vibration that you are committed to in one way or another. That's going to shift or change in some way. So he may or may not live into that, but something will shift if that is the image that you want, and you imprint that every day. And this has worked for me because I had certain people in my family that really drained my energy to the point where I would get physically ill. So I began to imagine the times when I loved being around them, the things I liked about them, and the things that uplifted me about them. And it's the only thing I allowed myself to focus on with them. And what would happen was I just wouldn't interact with them unless they were being that way. So you can't directly influence what's happening in your husband's life or other people's lives, and yet what you create for yourself does change your environment, so it's very possible.
Wow, great answer and amazing. So, Laurie, I think we need to wrap it up. Thank you so much, Nan.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So everyone, On behalf of Cecily and myself, again, we just thank everyone for being a special part of this Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit. Please share this information with friends and family. I know that they will thank you and bless you. And also just a heartfelt thanks to you, Nan, for just sharing so generously what you have gleaned and learned over, your 2 decades with us with some real practical tools. So we thank you so much, Nan. And finally, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, our pleasure. And to everyone, be sure to join us tomorrow time, and they're the same number, but there will be a different code that'll be in a follow-up email. And our presenter, our expert guide to help us blaze this trail to our dreams is Carol Look. She is an EFT master, EFT standing for the Emotional Freedom Technique, and she's a success and abundance coach in the energy psychology. And her topic, it's a word that you spoke of, Nan, her topic is the power of clarity, how to speak the language of the law of attraction. And I've been getting Carol's emails for years, so this is kind of one of those dreams come true, but it's just been delightful today. So Nan and everybody and Cecily, we are complete, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you. Blessings.